Good morning, afternoon, and thank you for participating and listening to this episode of the Reference Desk for the month of June. We are honored to have our special guest today, Omelio Alexander, to discuss his participation in the newly formed Rainbow Committee at the Free Library of Philadelphia. I am your host, Jonathan Edwards, and we will start the show by allowing Omelio to introduce himself. Please tell us your name, your title, your branch, and the time you have been with the library.
Good morning. My name is Omelio Alexander, and I am a digital resource specialist at the Baskerville Branch Library. I've actually been with the library since 2010, so approximately a little bit more than 10 years now. And I am the newly elected chair for the Rainbow Connection, which is the library's first employee resource group, and it will be focused on LGBTQ plus staff members and their allies.
Now, can you tell us about your role on the Rainbow Connection and how it will kind of unfold over the next year?
I will be officially starting in a few days, and I will be at the chair. And so I will be leading the meetings and hopefully sort of collecting and directing what the members want to focus on. We sort of started in the fall, creating mission statements, sort of going over what we thought we might want to do going forward. But I believe that when we get when everything's up and running, we'll be able to sort of start doing sort of committees and creating our goals. Today, for example, we were talking about reading lists and how we can sort of do something that's very library-esque, is what kind of books can we share to, where we can see ourselves, see the experiences that we have on the shelf, and how can we get that to our colleagues, how we can get those to our patrons, and things like that.
We're also going to be working to focus on LGBTQ staff and raising awareness around the institution for them too.
Yes, I believe that one of the when we were doing our mission statement, it was really important to us to have that positive impact on everything that's going on in the library. So that means if even though we're not necessarily sort of firmed up yet on how we're going to go about it, when it comes to sort of saying, hey, here's an issue that needs to be addressed, at least when we know that we have sort of the community to speak from, that's one of the biggest to us, is if we know that these things are an issue together, then that's an opportunity for us to say, hey, it's not just me. Here's a group of people who is telling you that this is an issue. And so that can address any kinds of things, any number of things. We recently received a survey. It was for all city workers, but they specifically were asking LGBTQ staff their opinions on revisions to the dress code for the city. And so that was something that, normally you might not even really consider to be a significant issue. But if you are gender nonconforming or non-binary, those kind of things might have a large impact on how you interact with your workplace, your colleagues, the public. So having that opportunity, to comment on that, we might not have gotten that email if we weren't in a group together to disseminate that. If that was sent out as a general email to everybody, it might have gotten lost in the sauce. So being able to centralize ourselves is an opportunity for us to have access to those, those chances for influence and to have our voices heard as a group.
And to be able to have an employee resource group like this that's able to support identities that we may not always get to see, but also being able to identify something deeper than just being labeled as an other, and being able to add a sense of support so that way they know that they are represented as part of their individual community, but as part of the whole community. So I thank you for the work that you will be doing in the future, and for those who will be standing on the committee with you. Kind of looking ahead, what do you and the committee hope that this first year can possibly look like? And even just a small step, what are you guys hoping you can accomplish within this first year?
Well, I think from the very first beginning, we're about 9 months in. For the most part, we've currently had a lot of speakers. Some of them are from our Office of LGBTQ Affairs. We've had 2 elected officials come to speak to us about their experiences and what they want for the library, what they want for our state and our city. When we were forming, we were talking about doing book clubs, and again, like I mentioned earlier, mentorship, because sometimes sort of navigating these spaces, you might be at a disadvantage, and knowing someone who has gone through that process and been able to progress, that's always a benefit.
And for our staff or public who is interested in possibly learning more about the Rainbow Connection Committee, how can they get more information?
Well, currently this is an employee resource group, so it is typically going to be for employees. However, again, we know we're budding, so who knows? Maybe we will do like other groups and see if there's a way for us to have programming for the public.
Thank you for the work that you are doing, and we look forward for the future of what will be coming out of your committee. Thank you.
Thank you.